The reason why the Backrooms are
Hello?
so popular and like big, is because they actually tap into like this psychological uncanny. Welcome back to the Midnight Oil Podcast. This is the show where we talked about the paranormal, the sutures that we put in people's wounds. Anyways, take two. Welcome back to Midnight Oil Podcast. This is the show where we talk about the paranormal, the supernatural, the unexplained events. And as always, I am Tab, and this is Keeg. And without further ado, let's burn that oil, baby.
Let's burn that oil.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Awesome, awesome.
Today, we got a lot to talk about. Also, I would just like to mention that comment, I am good at improv, okay? I am, but not in situations like these, okay? Just have to clear that up. The speculation, okay? But yeah, today, we are talking about a lot of different things. The Backrooms, SCPs, a little bit of cryptid stuff if we get there, but mainly I kind of really wanted to talk about the Backrooms. I'm not gonna lie, because I went and saw the movie. Really good movie, by the way. If you're into the Backrooms, like the original lore of the Backrooms, if you're into what a lot of people think the Backrooms are, you probably won't like it.
The Backrooms are.
Yes.
Because I have not watched the movie yet, and I don't really know what the Backrooms are. Okay. I've seen, like, we're both big on watching YouTube while we eat. I watch it to go to
Yeah.
bed. We watch a lot of YouTube. I would be scared to see what my statistics are, so I will never probably look at them. However, I've seen the Backrooms games, and I think I've maybe seen like a video essay, but I did not retain any of that information. So walk us
Yeah.
through. What are the Backrooms?
So the Backrooms, they originated from this picture that was posted on 4chan, and it's like the stereotypical picture that everybody thinks of when they think of the Backrooms. It's the yellow walls, the like beige floor, fluorescent lights, and it was like empty. And like somebody just said in chat, it was a furniture store that was getting renovated. I'm pretty sure. And somebody just like posted a picture of it. Here's the caption. I found the caption. With the caption, if you're not careful and you no clip out of reality in the wrong areas, you'll end up in the back room. ... And that was it. That was it. That's where it all began. And no clip, just for those that don't play video games, that's kind of when you clip through a wall and glitch out of the map in a video game, I guess. But it turned into something a lot bigger. I think his name, yes, Kane Parsons. I think I've also seen him go by Kane Pixels, but like don't quote that on me. He made a whole like web series on his YouTube that just expanded on the lore of the Backrooms. I don't necessarily... I'm assuming he came up with it all himself, because it was on his channel. It looked very much like a passion project kind of thing. But it was really cool. And the fact that it dove so deep into the lore of no clipping out of reality into the Backrooms was really interesting, because how did you get all of that from just one picture on 4chan, bro? Because it's a good... I don't know exactly how many videos it is, but it's probably 10 plus videos. Again, could be really wrong about that. That's where the Backrooms originated from. They have kind of evolved. There's a lot of different fan theories. There's deeper lore. Like there was this company called Async that basically experiments with the backrooms. They opened a portal, blah 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 blah, yada yada yada. Super deep lore, but all of the theories that aren't necessarily exactly directly linked to the original web series that was posted are that there's levels to the backrooms. And so, like, level 0 is like the yellow rooms. Level 1 would be the industrial corridors and the warehouses. Level 2 is like the maintenance tunnels. There's so many levels. Like, level 37 is a flooded hotel. And then there's like all the window, the picture of the, it's kind of like a enclosed atrium with like all the windows. You know what I'm talking about? You've probably seen the picture if you've heard anything about the backrooms. The reason why the backrooms are so popular and like big is because they actually tap into like this psychological uncanny. That's the uncanny valley thing. There was a trend going on not too long ago where people were doing uncanny valley makeup, and it's when something looks like something, but it's just a little bit off. So that's why people have problems with mannequins, the robots that they're making with AI that look like humans, and that's what the backrooms are. It looks like a place, but everything is just a little bit doesn't feel right.
So is it kind of like the we've talked about it before, and the word is escaping me right now. Something something effect, where you remember something as something else.
Oh, the Mandela effect.
The Mandela effect. Is it kind of like that?
I will say, at least the movie specifically dives a little deeper into something similar without giving spoilers because it literally did just come out. So a common metaphor that they use in the movie, and I think it fit really well, is imagine, you know what a dog looks like, but imagine you're talking to somebody that has never seen a dog in their life. You're trying to describe what a dog looks like to them and then having them draw it. They're probably going to get some things right, but it's not going to be quite a dog.
So it's like going to a like one of those police sketch artists and be like describing the person,
Mm-hmm.
and they're drawing it, but obviously, like sometimes they get close, but like you can only describe so much,
Yeah.
or some people can only describe so well. Okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
So the backrooms,
So,
it basically just takes things that look like if they took, I don't know, like if fucking your favorite teddy bear, right? Maybe it's gonna have a missing eye. Maybe it's gonna have one eye. Maybe it's gonna have multiple noses. It's like it's your teddy bear. You can tell that, yeah, that's probably supposed to be my teddy bear.
there's like something off about it.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, all right, and this all stemmed from a 4chan post.
One singular picture on an image board.
Wow,
I think
that
that's
is
insane.
that is probably one of the most insane things
Mm-hmm.
that the internet has curated.
Yeah.
The internet has produced a lot of things based off of imagery.
Mm-hmm.
This is crazy. So, someone took a picture of what used to be a furniture store,
Correct.
empty furniture store. And now there's tens of levels, maybe hundreds of levels.
Most likely hundreds because like
Well, when you say most likely, who's making them? Like, could I make a level?
yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
And all of the so these are oh sorry it's that season and there are gnats all over the place. So I could make a level, but are there like official levels? Like how does
By
all of
like
this work?
fan theory, I would assume It's kind of like, which is something that we're going to be diving into later, but if you've ever read about any of the SCP stories on the SCP site, a lot of those are written by people that are just fans of the SCP concept. And they just wrote them and posted them, and people liked them, so they were kept. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're like officially part of the lore, but if enough people can back you on one of your theories, like, yeah, I like that one, then they're probably gonna keep it. It's like, cause in the games you've probably seen like the pool rooms, where it's like the all white tiled rooms with like the pools, or the ball pit rooms where there's like slides into a ball pit, empty playground rooms. Those technically aren't part of the original like lore, but those are levels that are made up levels, because it's also a little different, because when the levels come into play, it goes back to the fan theory where they were talking about how you progress through all of these levels and then maybe eventually you get out, when that's not necessarily the case. And then there's different entities on different levels,
Okay,
and
wait.
yeah.
Okay. Let's back up. So, can you take us from the beginning, like where you enter, like just walk us through it. Like how do you enter, and how do you get from point A to point B? Like, are you trying to get out? Why would people want to go there? And like just kind of put it all together.
So if we're going, because there's two different ways that we can go with this. So the original lore, technically there is a portal, and the whole point that the portal, well, so no clipping is the way that most common people get into the back room. However, Async, the company that is technically working on the big project involving the backrooms, they have opened some sort of portal where they can just walk through and go in and out. And that's where the little guys in the yellow suits come in. They work with Async. So the little guys in the yellow suit are just coming in and out of the portals, but if you see like a normal person dressed normal in there, they probably no clipped. The reason that Async is trying to go in there, I only got so far in the videos, like the original lore videos that were posted years ago. But from what I gathered, they were trying to basically turn the back rooms into like apartments and like infinite storage. In terms of, it was just another thing for them to capitalize on. So if they can figure out how the backrooms works, how far it goes, map it out, they were going to start building apartments for people to go into, or to solve an infinite storage problem, or whatever. And that was their goal. That's why they wanted to go in there. And then they started finding the entities, which we can get into the entities a little bit later, because there are entities that will kill you. But with normal folks, so the original lore, I think the only way to leave, which does not line up with the movie, by the way, at all. The movie's a little bit tweaked in this regard. From what I know watching the original videos, though, a normal person would no clip back out. So they would just have to hopefully no clip back out. But if we go into the fan theories, because like the backrooms are so loaded. The fan theories, so you want to progress, this is where the levels come in. You no clip in there, boom, you're in there. You're in the first level, the yellow rooms. Cool. You find a door that has the exit sign next to it. You go through that door, boom, you're in the second level. Now you're in this grass field surrounded by houses. Cool. You're looking for another exit door. Awesome. You find another exit door. Now you're in the pool rooms. Okay, cool. You found another exit door. Now you're, and it just keeps going through the levels until eventually, I don't think you have to progress through all of the levels to get out. I just think you have to find the right exit door in the right level to be able to get out. And then, of course, you get out because you don't want to be stuck there. I don't think I would want to be stuck in the back rooms, I'll be real.
From what it sounds like, I don't think I would either.
Yeah.
It sounds just all over the place, and I. It just seems like such an interesting thing that came from one picture.
I don't know how the lore expanded on one picture. Genuinely, because, like, it's so big now. It's so
Well, I mean, it's
big.
big enough that a
It's a movie.
production company picked up a movie for it. Like,
Yeah.
that's a lot of things. Like, when we're getting a lot more of these, like, biopic movies. Like, do you remember when Queen came out? The Bohemian
Mm-hmm.
Rhapsody?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was good. We got Marty Supreme. We got Yesterday, but that was less of a biopic. That was more just about the Beatles and this guy. But anyway, we're getting a lot of things that are based off of real stuff
Mm-hmm.
that you would think a lot of people don't go see, but they make it so entertaining and relatable to the average person
Yeah.
where it's kind of hard to just be like I don't really care because like the Backrooms for example, if I'm wrong correct me, but they kind of turned it into this like psychological thriller slash horror vibe, which is what it is, but
Yeah.
it's a it's like it's a genre of movie that people go to a movie theater to watch. So
Yeah.
people are normally like super into it, and this came from one picture.
Yeah.
So to me, I mean, they're just stuff, they're things on the internet that people grasp onto, and that's kind of why I wanted to do this episode
Mm-hmm.
because the movie just came out. You went to go watch the movie, and the Backrooms is a whole thing. SCPs are a whole thing. Cryptids are a whole thing. And people are really interested in all of this stuff. Obviously, they just made a movie about it.
Yeah.
So, going through the back rooms, going through these SCPs, going through the cryptids is one of the things that I think really built this podcast. So, I think that they are things that you know, eventually we were going to go over, so might as well make that the foundational building blocks, if you will. And kind of this episode, we're just going to kind of keep going through like what these things are, what the big ones are, and we're going to kind of go from there. Maybe next week we'll go through all of, oh God, I better not say all of. There's a lot of all of these things, but we'll go through more in depth on whichever of the three or four topics. Can you give me like the like three like of the biggest levels of the back rooms or the three biggest
Um.
things that we should know about the back rooms?
Um. So one of the main things would be like the entities. So technically, in the original thing, would be the um kind of just like the I don't even know what to call him. It's like a shadow monster blob thing, but he's not a blob. I don't actually know what he's called. I just call him the entity, but he looks like this very tall, stringy monster, and he's very rare. But there's a bunch of, according to the fan theories, there's a bunch of other ones. Like there's one called the Smiler. It's just a smiling face that lurks in the darkness. There's one called the Partygoers, and it's this yellow humanoid thing with that carries a balloon around, and he lures his victims to the party room. They kill them. But the three most popular levels, right? So obviously, the lobby. This is the original one. This is the one with the yellow wallpaper. It's an endless maze that looks like office rooms, stained carpet, humming fluorescent lights. and it usually smells like wet carpet in there. And it's also been known to have like a kind of squelching, like wet carpet walk. And then another one would be level 1. It's called the habitable zone. It resembles an abandoned industrial warehouse or parking service area with concrete walls, pipes, utility rooms, and flickering lights. It is darker than level 0 because, no fluorescent lights. It's industrial and cold. And the sounds out are electrical hums and distant machinery. This is where the entities become more common, so that's why it's a little, up there. And then there's another one that comes right after that one. It's called Pipe Dreams, and it's basically a maze of maintenance tunnels filled with pipes, steam, and heat. So it's extremely hot and loud. There's endless corridors, and the pipes like bust and hiss with steam. There is red emergency lighting in some areas, and this is where the entities get more dangerous. So those are the top 3 levels, or at least the first 3.
Hardware, my computer is freaking out right now.
I was gonna say something because your camera kept flickering, but I thought it was like on me. But
Maybe the Backrooms are trying to summon me.
You're about to no clip out of your chair.
Yeah,
right
if I
now.
go through my wall right now, imagine. Imagine if I just go through my wall right now. Okay.
That would be crazy.
So those are the big ones. Now, why would I want to go to the Backrooms? Or why would you want to go to the Backrooms? And how would you get there and get out? Like, how did the movie do it?
I mean, do you want me to spoil that part?
I mean, is that a spoil? I don't know. I don't. Is it a spoiler?
It is a bit of a spoiler.
Okay. Well, okay. In the original lore, how would they do it?
So in the original lore, the very first no clip that happened. Also, fun fact about the no clipping: it doesn't just happen to humans. Birds can no clip as well. And
Oh, great.
it's really interesting because like you could just be walking through the back rooms and then a fucking bird comes out of nowhere and just smacks into the wall and dies. And I think that would make me shit my pants. But anyways, the way that the very first no clip was, he was just walking backward. They were filming like a short film, and he was walking backwards with the camera, and then all of a sudden, bro tripped on a curb and fell, and when he landed, it was in the back rooms.
That's like that's how there's like a bunch of physicists who agree on this, but basically every time like you touch something, there's like this, you know, obviously it's never going to happen, but there's a chance that all of the molecules in your hands pass through that item. And that's kind of what it sounds like is happening.
And that's what I was gonna like bring up when you were talking about if you fell through your wall. It was like the alley atoms just happened to align right there. But yeah, it's very similar to that. It's kind of like a place and time. If everything just happens to align, there you go. See ya.
Wow. So I wonder if there's like a physics reason for the background. I'm sure that there's some physicist guy that's got that on lock though. That's not for me to theorize.
Yeah, no.
That's interesting. That's crazy that it all came from one picture.
No, I agree.
So, kind of stemming from that, the SCP space is absolutely gigantic. And
Huge.
this is something that you and I have talked about off and on many times. Many times. And I think that SCPs might be one of the biggest rabbit holes of just things that people have thought of on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
So, walk us through what SCPs are,
Woof.
or you can start. You can start with where they came from.
Um, so basically, the origin of the SP. Oh my god. Oh my god. The origins of the SCP Foundation. Uh, it was basically just an online collaborative writing project. And so a bunch of people just started writing stories about this thing, and it turned into a website. It's a wiki website that houses all of the stories. I think they're up to probably well over 5,000 by now. No, they're up to well over 10,000. Um,
Whoa.
so that's very awesome. But SCP stands for Secure, Contain, and Protect. And it's basically based around these anomalies that can be quite literally anything. And they're classified into different object classes. And which means, like, how difficult is it to contain this anomaly? And, if is there any special containment procedures, incident logs, interviews, experiments? It's basically written like files. And it is so, God, it's big. It's really big. It's There's just a lot that goes into the SCP Foundation.
So, if we take a look into what SCPs are, it's like this, like you said, massive, and massive is the word to use.
Yes.
This massive community driven shared universe about a secret global organization that tracks, captures, and studies supernatural, paranormal, and extraterrestrial entities.
Yep.
And the reason that we continue to bring these up is because those three little sleeper agent words in my head that I just read out may have also done something to your head, because that is exactly what our podcast is. So
Yeah. Yeah.
we are all about the supernatural, the paranormal, and extraterrestrial, and that's what all of this stuff is things that people find, people make up, people collaborate with one another, and have created this story rich universe. And there's a lot, like you said, 5,000 or more, probably. There's no way to. It's funny. There's no way to know for sure, because there's it's still being worked on, as well as maybe like it's another thing where I could make one, you could make one,
Mm-hmm.
everyone could make one, but is it part of the universe, or is it just something that you made? There's a line, and I'm not quite sure where the line is when something becomes an official SCP, an official backroom, whatever. But I do know that if you go to the SCP Foundation website, which is just called the SCP Foundation, I think it's SCP dot dash wiki. It's that wiki dot. If you type in SCP site, it's the first one that pops up. But it is
Oh.
amazing the stuff that people
Mm-hmm.
have made. It literally is this humongous database of stuff, things, beings. Like,
Literally anything that you could think of, there's probably an SCP about it. One of the first
it,
ones is really funny to me. It's literally called The Living Room, and it's SCP-002.
the living room.
Yeah, and I think I've read it before. I think it's just a what is it called? A conscious living room.
That's terrifying. I don't want that.
Yeah. Oh, but
That
it's
sounds
made of like meat, like
hmm.
fleshy meat. A living room
So,
just made of fleshy meat.
so there's if you go to the SCP Foundation and you look at SCP by series, there are 10 series, 1 through 10, and I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how many there are, but it goes to 9,999,
Yeah.
and I imagine if it goes to there, that there may be more. There may be less, but there's over 5,000.
And another thing genuinely that's crazy to me is that it's not just the SCP lore, like the anomalies themselves, that like goes deep. It's the Foundation lore as well. I was looking at the where was it? I think it was in the guide for newcomers, and then there was a glossary of terms. Apparently, there is a tab that has staff terminology, and it refers to all of the staff responsible for maintaining and improving the SCP Wiki. However, okay, maybe actually I'll be genuinely honest. I think I'm talking about the wrong thing. But I'll be real. I read SCPs in my free time. But there was one thing that I came across, and there's like the shadow government is involved, and the leader of the foundation, most workers don't even know who he is, and blah 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 blah. So it's not just the entities and anomalies that have super deep lore. It's also the foundation itself, which like they genuinely made a whole universe as if this foundation is real. Which I mean, hey, who's to say it's not? I'd
And
believe it.
you may be wondering why we're talking about it if it's not real. This is again a creative collaborative effort. This is being looked at by a lot of people. And just like the Backrooms, there are some SCPs that have caught a lot of traction. And there are games, which has, by the way, gaming has become a its own media like format. So if you haven't played video games in the past 15 years, 20 years, this is more so for like the older crowd, or people who just do other things, that this is not gaming is not their hobby. It's so story rich. It's like watching a movie. This isn't like playing Sonic the Hedgehog. It's not like playing Mario Brothers, which, by the way, the reason that they got movies as well is because they have become these huge franchises with story rich games and stuff. So it's not just like, hey, Mario, you need to go save the princess from Bowser. It's like, this is the Mushroom Kingdom. This is where the princess lives, and it's blown into this big thing. So while the SCPs aren't real, while the backrooms aren't real, they're picking up so much traction that they might as well be.
Yeah,
And that's why we're kind of going over it. And the same thing goes for cryptids, where are all cryptids real? I don't know. Is the likelihood of them all being real low though? Yes. So that's kind of what has led us to go into the SCPs, because some of these stories, some of these entities, some of these concepts are so deep and vibrant and full of detail that they might as well be real. And just kind of going through them, and Tab, I'm going to throw it back to you because I don't know which ones to bring up, as there are almost 10,000 plus of them.
Yeah.
but they are so story rich. And
Mm-hmm.
the fact that this is a collaborative effort ongoing really shows that this is bigger than, you know, creating a book, creating a newspaper article, or seeing some of them are even bigger than seeing a cryptid. Like they are so in depth. It's really mind boggling. So do you have a couple that obviously we're not going to go super duper deep into them, but like do you have some that are like, holy cow, this has become its own thing?
So one that specifically comes to mind, it's SCP-3008. And it's an IKEA that is infinitely large inside. And the people that are inside of it form survivor camps. And at night, the IKEA employees become hostile creatures. And I bring this one up because I played a Roblox game that was based on this SCP. And it was just an infinite IKEA, and you can just build with the furniture that's in there. And when the entities hunt you, they come around and be like, "How can I help you?" And then they kill you. And it was just so funny to me. But the fact that that was like its own, I mean, you can make anything on Roblox, sure. But the fact that they decided to make 3008 out of 10,000, like that was the one that they decided to make into a game, was super funny to me. And
And I
then,
guarantee you that there are games for a large sum of them.
oh,
I
absolutely.
guarantee you that there are games of ones that don't exist in the Foundation website. Like people are
Mm-hmm.
making their own SCPs over and over, and like it's crazy.
This one, this next one has made a guest star in quite a few games that I've seen that are either SCP based or not even SCP based. I don't necessarily know why this one became so popular. It's probably because it just looks a little silly. But SCP-173. Apparently this was the original SCP, and it's a little concrete statue that moves when nobody is looking. If it reaches you, it snaps your neck instantly. And it started the entire SCP Foundation project in 2007. And this one, I mean, which, makes, now it makes a little bit more sense why this one is popular and in a lot of random games. Because, like, people even make skins for this little guy. And he's just a little guy. He looks like a little doll. He's kind of cute. Maybe that's why people like him. He's kind of silly. Little silly looking guy.
I mean, I even have a little bit to contribute to the conversation. Finally, we talk about something that I
Yeah.
know a little bit about. Um, there's a game that came out a couple years ago called Abiotic Factor,
Mm-hmm.
which, by the way, we will be playing at some point for the gaming. And
Okay.
this is so crazy. Abiotic Factor doesn't even feature canonical official SCPs. They made their own SCPs, and there are 50 of them, all with their own lore, all with their own abilities, all with their own thoughts and feelings. And there are so many games about these backrooms, about these SCPs, that people make their own. And I'm not sure what the process is of making them official. I don't know. But there are anomalies, there are antiverse entities. Like there's so much stuff. There's so much stuff. Like in this I keep bringing this back up because I think it is mind-blowing, but you could never read about all of the SCPs that people have made in your lifetime. You
Yeah.
could never. It's kind of like how after 2009 or 2012 or whatever, that there was officially so many TV shows and movies that you would never be able to watch all of them in your lifetime if that was the only thing you did and didn't sleep. Like, there are probably so many SCPs at this point with so much information because so many people have worked on them that if you lived 80, 90, 100 years and your sole job from once you were born and you were able to read was to read about SCPs, you would not be able to do it. There are so many of them. And I think it just attests to how big and interested people are in being involved in big community projects and creating things. And now with all of the AI, it's infinite. It was already such an infinite thing, but now it's, I mean, if you get hooked, like you know how when you're growing up, right, and you get attached to something and you're like, this is what I'm gonna do when I grow up, and then that's what you do, like that's what your job is.
Yeah.
If you got hooked on SCPs, you are, and excuse my language, fucked.
Okay.
You are absolutely, you're stuck. It's like finding a book series and then being like, well, nothing is ever going to be as good as that. All
Yeah.
of these SCPs, there's always another story. Like, I could go on and on about it, how mind blowing it is, but there is literally so many of these entities and stuff, and probably
Mm-hmm.
stuff that you've heard of. Like, I'm pretty sure that some of the cryptids they've turned into SCPs officially. There's probably some conspiracies and some. Yeah, I mean, God, there's probably some actual like crime that people have done that have been turned into SCPs, and they just wanted to put it out into the world, and it's something that someone actually did or witnessed or saw or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Like, there's just it has become such a big thing, and
Mm-hmm.
there's just crazy amounts of content out there about them.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get stuck.
And
You'll get
it's not
absolutely stuck.
just like scary horror or bad necessarily SCPs. There are like super positive ones. So one of the really popular ones is actually like a really good one. SCP-999, nicknamed the Tickle Monster, is a benevolent amorphous, yeah, orange slime, uh, from the SCP Foundation, is classified as safe, and it is famed for inducing euphoria and happiness in anyone it touches, making it one of the friendliest anomalies. And it's really funny.
Oh,
One of the effects listed here, it causes euphoria, may alleviate depression and PTSD. And I'm like, okay, slay. And it likes to eat candy, specifically M&Ms and wafers. But it's just like this little orange slime guy, and he just makes people happy.
does not eat meat, and it smells like whatever the person interacting with it smells like whatever makes that person the happiest.
Yeah,
So, and it's a cute little blob.
yeah, the cute little
So,
guy. So they're
like
not
you
all just
said,
like scary.
yeah, like you said, they're not all bad. Like, people do make good things, believe it or not. And it's amazing some of the stuff that people have made. I think that if you are interested in story building, if you're interested in just weird creatures, that SCPs, if you've never heard of them, maybe you should take a look. And then you can comment or email us about how upset you are that you have no more free time. Because you won't. You simply will not have any free time.
We're eventually gonna
But
have to sit down and read all 10,000 and see how long it takes us.
yeah, which I guarantee you,
At least the official ones. And some of
yeah,
them
that's
are
just the
long.
official.
Some of
That's
them
just the
are
official stuff.
incredibly long. Like,
It's
book long.
I don't even know how to describe it. There's so much. It's like opening a. Oh, it's like when. It's in The Hobbit. It's like when Bilbo is approached with this quest, and he's like, "I know no quest. I'm a hobbit. I live here." And then they're like, "Here is all of this stuff," and he says, "I'm not cut out for all of that. I'm just a little hobbit." And then he goes on this big journey. That's what SCPs are. That's what the backrooms are. That's what cryptids are. That's what conspiracies are. So it's really about just finding the thing that you really like and then going to town. And I think personally, like a lot of this stuff mixed with some games is what got me back into reading, ironically. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you can't find anything that interests you to read or you are not a reader, especially for me, I have ADHD. I can't tell you the last time I finished a full book. But you some of them are bite-sized stories. Some of them are book long. Like you can pick and choose, but at the end of the day, check out the SCP Foundation website. There is quite literally 9,999 listed. Some of them are redacted, some of them don't exist. Access
Mm.
denied, they say. So that
Uh,
I think access denied just means that they haven't been created yet, but in their universe it means that
um,
it could have been deleted, it could have been
a really
sorry, go ahead.
common debate within like the SCP like fan community is what 001 is. Because that's the big one that's like redacted or locked down or basically just says like top secret. Um, and that's just because I think and I'm just kind of assuming, I think the reason that they don't have a 001 is that because there's a lot of people that are in the community that disagree which one should be the first. And so they don't want to pick one to be the first. Like a canon 001. So they just, leave 001 kind of up for readers' interpretation. So that makes people's, like their brain work. That leaves room for speculation and fan theories. So that's how they keep it alive, I guess.
I would also like to point out that there's no, as far as I can tell, and once we do an episode on this, we'll really get into the nitty gritty. But 173 was the very first SCP. The naming conventions or the number system seems to just be semi-random.
Mm-hmm.
But for example, SCP 173 was the first one that was ever made.
Yep.
And apparently, I'm just going to read the description because it's not very long, just to kind of give you a taste of what these things can be. So it says, moved to Site 19, 1993. Origin is as of yet unknown. It is constructed from concrete and rebar with traces of Krylon brand spray paint. SCP-173 is animate and extremely hostile. The object cannot move while within a direct line of sight. Line of sight must not be broken at any time with SCP-173. Personnel assigned to enter container, excuse me, are instructed to alert one another before blinking. Object is reported. Jeez, the SCPs are after me. Personnel assigned to enter container are instructed to alert one another before blinking. Object is reported to attack by snapping the neck at the base of the skull or by strangulation. In the event of an attack, personnel are to observe Class 4 hazardous object containment procedures. And then you might say, what are Class 4 hazardous object containment procedures? You can go look. They have different hazard classes. They have ways to contain things. It's amazing. It is genuinely a rabbit hole that once you go down, you will never be able to go back because there are so many of them.
I would also just like to mention, the further you get, because I'm just kind of going through and randomly clicking on some of them, but the further you get, like the further up into, like 5,000, 6,000, there's some of the stories that redirect to a different, it's still on the same website, so it doesn't necessarily redirect you to a different website, but it's styled different. So it looks like they have their own web page. Like there's this one that I just clicked on. Hold on, let me find a different one. Not that one. That one didn't do anything. Let me find a different one. That one also didn't do anything. Some of them redirect. Okay. So like okay, specifically this one. I don't necessarily know exactly. I clicked on SCP 5373. And it redirected me to this like more modern looking, it looks like a news article that was written, and it's just paragraphs and paragraphs of articles about this SCP that, what was it called? Project Neverland. I'm like, okay, interesting. And there was one that I clicked on that was, the SCP was literally just a barcode. I'm like, what? Like, it's just, like, some of these are just insane. But the fact that they start stylizing how the files and articles look, so cool to me. This one I just fucking clicked on, SCP 5571, literally called American Backyard. And it redirected me to a page that says Vikander Need Technical Media, and he's just talking about the American Backyard. Apparently, the American Backyard is safe, so that's good to know, I guess. That's fantastic to know. They talk about the description of the American Backyard. The discovery, apparently there was a video uploaded on YouTube about the American Backyard. I don't know, like, this shit can just get crazy, and the fact that they start to stylize stuff, the higher you get in the numbers, is so cool because it makes it even more immersive. Like, that's so sick. No fucking way. Okay, SCP, this is gonna be the last one that I derail. SCP 5706. Before I even click on it, the title out to the side says Skyrim speedrun prank with multiple exclamation points. In parentheses, gone wrong. In the square parentheses, gone sexual. In the curvy parentheses, not clickbait. You click on it, right? It says adult content. Okay, cool. Continue. Can't even talk about it, actually. No wonder it had me approve my age. Yeah, if you guys are of age and want to read about it, look up SCP 5706. Cool. Oh man, that's funny.
Oh, yeah, no, we can't read that one. Yeah, no, you can go read that yourself.
Oh man, that one's kind of funny. And some of these are goofy as fuck. And you're like, oh, really? You wrote this?
Yeah, this came from a human brain.
Yeah, somebody really liked Skyrim. I mean, really liked Skyrim.
Really like Skyrim.
I like Skyrim, but I don't know if I like Skyrim that much.
I wonder if Todd Howard has read this. If not, I think he
Oh
probably should
man.
and could maybe perhaps sue someone. Anyway, let's
Oh god.
quickly gloss over our cryptid friends and then we can wrap up. So we'll talk
Oh.
about the backrooms, we'll talk about the SCPs, we're going to wrap up, and we're going to talk about cryptids. And you know what they are. You may not know them by that term, but you have heard of them before. It's things like Bigfoot, Mothman, the Loveland Frogman. All of these are cryptids. And basically they are,
Folklore.
yeah, they're
Uh
folklore. They're animals or beings that whose existence is suggested by these sightings or unverified evidence.
mm-hmm. And they could be
And
like just hoaxes, misidentifications, undiscovered animals, stuff like that.
they could be anything. They could literally be anything. A lot of them are like entities, as far like physical entities.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them are, these the Loch Ness monster. We've done an episode on the Loch Ness monster. They are things that do not have enough evidence to be proven real, but people have seen them or heard about them or whatever. So folklore is the best way to kind of describe these things. Now, we all know what Bigfoot is. We
Big
all
hairy
know,
man.
yeah, we know he's a big, tall, hairy Sasquatch type. But that's not the only one. So if you have heard of Bigfoot and you're like, wow, that's weird, there are more things that are like that. You've probably heard of the Loch Ness Monster if you've heard of Bigfoot. You may have heard of Mothman. You may have heard of the Loveland Frogman. You may have heard of the Mad Gasser. You may have heard of all of these
Probably
things.
have heard of the chupacabra.
The Chupacabra. There's a lot of them out there. And, Bigfoot, the big ape, massive, bipedal, hairy Sasquatch guy, lives out in the woods in good old the Pacific Northwest of America, and apparently in Ohio, but he's known as the Grassman here. So,
There's a lot of different
take that.
versions of Bigfoot that I eventually want to like go through.
I would love, I would love nothing more than to go through all of the Bigfoot. There's interdimensional Bigfoot. There's regular Bigfoot. There's the Yeti. There's the Grassman. There's so many Bigfoot sightings and lore. It's crazy. And then you have the Loch Ness monster, which was in the Scottish Highlands,
Lake
right?
Loch Ness.
That's right. He's just a big aquatic dinosaur-looking thing that lived in the water. And you have Mothman, who's this big-ass moth guy with wings,
Just a wing guy. He's
like
flying
over in West
around
Virginia, Point Pleasant to be exact.
with the
Which
mountain mama.
the Mountain Mama.
West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. Country roads, yeah, with the mountain mama.
The last one, if we had a Mount Rushmore, would probably be the Chupacabra, because I feel like a lot of people have heard of that. Actually, probably because of Scooby Doo. I would guess there's a Scooby Doo episode about the Chupacabra, but it literally translates. Do you know what it translates to?
Um,
Do you want to take a guess?
I think I just saw it, to be honest.
Oh, you saw
I
it.
did see it, yeah.
Well, guys, the chupacabra, if you do not speak Spanish, it just translates to goat sucker. and it originates
Uh,
from Puerto Rico.
hmm
And I always thought that the chupacabra was just a snake. I thought it was just a big snake.
A snake?
And
I
then I
always
found
thought it
out,
was like a dog-like thing.
yeah, see, it's really weird. It's really weird because a lot of people have heard of the chupacabra, and that's what makes cryptids so fun and interesting. Because when you hear them, everyone describes them differently, just like old
Mm-hmm.
folklore. But yeah, the chupacabra is famous for attacking and draining the blood of livestock, like goats.
Especially goats.
Definitely goats. Um, so we'll have to do an episode on all of the Bigfoots, the big feats,
Biggest of feats.
the. I mean, there's even different versions of Mothman. There's different versions of probably all of the cryptids, if I would have to guess. The thing that differentiates the SCPs and the cryptids, though, is that people have experiences with seeing these things,
Mm-hmm.
which is what, to me, makes me so interested in this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because I firmly believe that some of these cryptids probably existed, and maybe some of them that I don't know do exist today. I think a lot of them could have potentially have existed, but in a modern world where everyone has a beautiful 4K camera in their pocket, it's the evidence. It's gotten a lot harder for me to believe that some of them are real or at least alive anymore.
All that shit's
Like
blurry, bro. Like,
I love nothing more than seeing a picture of Bigfoot surface, and it's literally worse than a 2005 gas station security camera. It's amazing. It's amazing. It can never be
uh,
clear. But it, it all rotates back to like entertainment. But I genuinely believe that Bigfoot was probably walking around at one point, and he might have gotten blasted. He might like, I have no idea. I don't think, bro. I don't think the homie Bigfoot's around anymore. I just think that we probably murked him. Like,
hunted to extinction, most likely.
I think a lot of things have been hunted to extinction, especially
Mm-hmm.
these. I want to say that a lot of these cryptids are mutated variants of everyday animals,
From
potentially.
Chernobyl.
Yeah, maybe Chernobyl, which we've also done an episode on,
Oh man. Chernobyl
and we've also
created all of the cryptids.
Chernobyl did create all of the cryptids. That
Now,
would
now
be an
that's a
interesting
theory.
theory.
I'm
Yeah, we might need to get crafting on that one.
gonna publish it
Uh,
next week.
but yeah, I think we're gonna wrap that up. I think that's a good. We've just got word that Bigfoot in Florida is called the skunk ape.
There's
I
there are so many
I bet you.
Bigfoots.
Yeah, I bet you
Like,
there's 50 plus different Bigfoots. So we're gonna talk more SCPs next week. There's too many, too in depth, there's too much.
we can bust
There's
out the
too much.
wheel.
We could bust out the wheel. We'll go. That's what we'll do. We'll spin the wheel and go through some SCPs next week.
Next week, we will be spinning a wheel and reading nothing but SCP stories.
Awesome. And by the way, we did not read any stories this week from anybody, and or the last episode, and maybe the episode before that. I don't quite remember. Because we haven't gotten any in, and I don't want to just keep reading random ones off the internet. It feels less personal. So if you want or had a paranormal, supernatural, or cryptid encounter, you can email it to us at midnightoilentertainment at gmail.com. You can also post it in we have a Google form that you can fill out, linked everywhere where you can find the podcast. Guys, we are live. It's supposed to be every week at 6 p.m. EST on twitch.tv/Midnight Oil Entertainment.
On Sundays.
And on Sundays. And we are starting to record some more stuff. So be on the lookout. I'm so sorry. It's gnat season. But yeah, I think that about wraps everything up. Tab, do you have anything else to share with the people?
No. Class can be dismissed. Yeah.
Cool. Well, make sure that you guys get a nice, refreshing sip of water. I know that was, we threw a lot of information at you. And next week, we're going to get deep and dirty into some of the SCPs that people have created with their sick, twisted minds, and some of them very nice and pleasant. So we will see you guys next week. And as always, thank you for burning the midnight oil with us. We will see you next week.
Good night.
Good night.
Am I ending off that as well?
We can chit chat for a minute.
Lame.
Ooh, what's a Zavo?
I just looked it up. It's one of those like gnat traps.
Oh, yeah, I do. I need one of those. Could you guys see them flying around? I don't think I saw them show up on my screen, but I wouldn't doubt that you could see them maybe flying around. Ooh, I swear I almost took out my computer a couple times.
Bro. Halfway through the episode, whenever I'd smile, I'm like, damn, it looks like I got blush on. Like, dude, I really...
Didn't see them? Cool. Yeah, no, I literally...
So King just looks like...
I look schizophrenic.
Hallucinations. That's funny as fuck.
I'm like shadow boxing.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. There's a lot of SCPs. I forgot that there were 9,999.
Yeah.
Which we're also gonna have to curate our wheel because there's not actually 9,999 of them to read on that website. Because some of them, like it says, it's access denied, they don't exist, they haven't been made yet. There's a lot of different reasons. So we're gonna have to figure out a way to...
So the wheel I have made is 1 through, I think 999. So the first 1,000.
Nice.
Okay. And I figured, like, we can still read, the ones that are, like, redacted. Just to make sure we're covering all our bases. So we're reading all the SCPs. We'll eventually get through all 10,000.
Wow.
Eventually. I do agree that SCPs are better than creepypastas. That's basic. They're basically the same though. But like creepypasties, they're a little bit cheesier to me. Like Jeff the Killer, bro. Let's get real. The laughing dog or whatever the fuck, the smiling dog. Let's get real.
I would also just this is an honorable mention of things that kind of just pissed me off learning. Apparently, it's very off topic, so very sorry. Elon is on track to become a trillionaire, and I would just like to say, to put that in perspective, 1 billion seconds is 31.7 years. So when you turn 31.7, you can celebrate your billionth second. 1 trillion seconds is 31,000 years. 1 trillion is 1,000 billions. So...
All right. Yeah, that's awesome.
I would just like to put that out there because I personally don't need $1 trillion. I don't personally need $1 billion. And I personally don't even think I need $1 million. And 1 million is significantly less than 1 trillion. So that's just something that it pissed me off a little bit, realizing that some people have that much money.
Yeah.
Also, honorable mention, new Spyro game has been announced. Guys, it's been since 2008 since the last original Spyro game, so I'm a
I'm
little
ex-
geek.
the
Thinking about
Fable
tree fitting.
remake, or
Fable
it's
remake.
yeah, it's the remake. I'm excited for that one. We're really excited for that
I
one.
don't know when it's coming out. I think it's coming out next year
I think it
in
got
February.
postponed. There was another
Oh,
game that got postponed because GTA 6 as well. And then I think GTA 6 got pushed back again.
what?
I could be wrong. I don't. Cameron reads me articles sometimes, and my short-term memory isn't the best.
Locked in a concrete release date of Thursday, November 19th, 2026.
Okay.
Bro, I'm gonna be moving and GTA comes out.
Don't call
Nobody's gonna
me.
be on the
I
streets.
was. Don't call me to help. I'll be locked in. I'm fucking weak. Dude, I got the man. Keeg already knows, but now at this point, I'm just telling chat. I got the Tamagotchi, Living the Dream
Oh
game.
god.
If you haven't heard of that game, please go look up like just clips on anything. So hilarious. Right now I have Wendy Williams is married to Lord Farquaad. Walter White has a crush on Abby Lee Miller. Um, what else? What else? Oh, Jennifer Coolidge has a crush on my character that I turned into a butthole. Looks like a butthole. But his name is it's spelled hole, but it's pronounced hole. So Jennifer Coolidge has a crush on a butthole, basically. Donald Trump lives in a dumpster. Obama is best friends with Guy Fieri. It's a good time. It's a good time.
Yeah, I would ask Tab to bring up a clip, but there's actually 50 clips that I would ask to bring up because there are so many really funny clips.
Oh no, it's
Oh
such a good
man.
game. It is such a good game.
But I think that's all we got. I'm gonna make sure that next week when we do SCPs that I am prepared a little bit more. I'm gonna try and read up on the foundation at least because there's a lot of lore and I want to understand the containment procedures a little bit more and what like there's like classifications like Euclid. I don't know what
I
that
think
means.
that one means that other anomalies can be contained within that anomaly.
Yeah. What the
I
fuck does
think
that
that's
mean?
what Euclid. So like that would be like a box.
Like the room?
Yeah, like the living room would be
The
considered
IKEA?
Euclid. IKEA. No, I think IKEA would be considered Keter.
Oh,
Keter's
so
like
Euclid would be something that you can put into another one?
Euclid would be like the living room. So like there's nothing really unsafe about it. It's just like a meaty living room. So I could go and put I don't the fucking Skyrim anomaly inside of it if it was like a physical the thing. I could go and put SCP-173 inside of the living room. The little concrete guy.
Concrete jungles
Little
where
concrete
dreams
guy.
are made of.
And safe just means safe. Like the little slime guy is safe. Like he's not dangerous at all. And then there's fucking whenever we get up into like the 5,000, 6,000s, we start getting into the secondary classes, and I have absolutely no idea anything about those. I haven't read that far yet. I've been doing surface level knowledge because haunted house that I work for, it is starting to lean away from like a biblical historical backstory into a SCP ghost hunting backstory, but like still with the historical aspects. So technically the building is going to be an anomaly itself that continues to create anomalies over and over and over. and that's what our last event yesterday actually was leading up into. It was called it was loosely based on like an invasion of the worms. Um and so the rough premise was that um the institute itself created these worms and now they're on the loose. So we're leaning loosely SCP based, which I'm super excited for, and that's why I've been brushing up a bit on it just so I can contribute accurately. Because God forbid. Um, that's all I got.
That's all you got?
That's all I got.
That's all I got.
Sick.
Guys, make sure that you keep tabs on us in the Discord. I think that we are going to set up the subbing on Twitch. I think I want to get that set up. And eventually, once we start recording our IRL stuff, we're gonna have Patreon content again.
Facts.
We're gonna have so much footage. I don't know how we're going to.
Should we say our plan? Like the three things? Or should we keep
Yeah.
that under wraps? Okay. Every time we go someplace, so we're planning on going to a specific location.
Wait, maybe not.
Okay. So not the three things?
Maybe not live. In case someone
Okay.
watches the VOD. No, we can say it.
Like, so, whenever we go to a specific location, we're looking for three main things. Somewhere we could ghost hunt, somewhere where we can cryptid hunt, and somewhere we can go on a very obscure side quest.
This does not mean to triangulate our potential locations.
No.
By the way.
Like, we're just gonna go someplace, and like, in theory, how I was kind of envisioning it working, we're like, oh, we really want to go investigate this place. This place is in this state. We're gonna go to this state. Okay, is there any place that we can find, you know, a cryptid hunt and a side quest? Cool, we found it. Awesome. So we'll just go and do that while we're there. Or, oh, we really want to go hunt this cryptid in this place, in this state. Is there anywhere that we can ghost hunt and do a side quest? Yeah, probably. And then we'll go and do that. You know, it's kind of like, we'll just do stuff while we're there doing something. We're gonna be doing something.
Yeah, we're locked in. We're gonna be making a lot of content for what, 3 channels? I don't know. It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot.
Yeah.
So we want it to be like higher tier, higher level, more edited, nicer content, and we're gonna be busting our asses. And it's also possible that I start editing some of this stuff because our poor editor, there's just no way that he's he's
There's
gonna
gonna
be
be a
able to do all of
lot.
this.
Like, there's gonna be a lot.
Yeah, we need to make a lot more money and we need a full-time editor. And right now we just simply can't afford that. So we will
But
get
we
it
out
all
here.
figured out. Yeah, we out here. I'm
We
really
out here.
excited to start posting stuff. I think, guys, I just turned 25 2 days ago, and let me tell you, I have felt euphoric for the past 8 days. I feel good and I feel super motivated. So maybe that would be great. You are more than welcome to do our dirty work. I simply will not argue with you.
I'll be
But
real,
yeah,
we don't really have anything to edit right now. I'll be so honest. Not right
yeah,
now, at
we don't
least.
have anything to edit right now. We what it'll starting next month. Starting next month, we'll have a lot of stuff, but we are going to and just for the record, and I'm giving you an advance notice. These projects that we're going out, like the ghost hunts and stuff. I am personally going to be more active in the process of the editing because I really want, like, I want these videos to be really good. So it's possible that the videos, they might take 2-3 weeks to edit. I have no idea. To start out until we figure out what the vibe is. But I want to start locking in more and more, and it's felt really good posting on my personal. It's felt really good, talking to Tab a bit more about the actual roadmap. We have different phases that we're thinking about, so we're locked in. I would like to be a little bit more locked in. I think I'm getting there finally. I've established a routine, but yeah, let us know in the Discord, and we're just gonna keep on grinding, guys. Next month.
Yippee, yippee, yippee,
All right.
yippee, yippee.
Already talked about Spyro.
Oh, I'm watching Game of
Um,
Thrones on
oh
season
shit,
6.
guys, I did not know that, and holy
Uh,
cow, season 6. That's a good
season
season.
6, yeah.
That's a good one. I really hated the way the show ended,
Yeah, I don't, I'm just kind of, it's pretty
but
good.
season 6 is good.
It's a little weird, I'll be real. There's a lot of weird things. But, like, I guess it was normal for, like, back then, whenever it was, I don't know. There's a lot of incest, I'm like, why? But, like, I guess it was normal, I don't know. That was, like, my first comment. Whenever we first started watching it. I was like, why, brother, what? There's a brother and a sister fucking? That was, like, in the first episode, I think.
Yeah,
Because that was when the little boy got pushed out of the tower. And I was like, what the fuck?
yeah. Well, if you want to hear us talk about incest, subscribe to the Patreon. Um, I'm personally gonna opt out on this one, guys. I don't.
I'm talking about
I'm,
it in reference to Game of Thrones, okay?
I
Game of Thrones,
know.
okay?
I know.
I do not condone, is what
No,
I'm
hell
saying.
no.
That's
Hell
fucking
no.
weird. Like,
Hell no. Hell no, no, no.
fucking weak.
Guys, I swear I've gotten funnier. Um we're gonna head out of here. We got some chit chatting to do, and we'll be back same time next week.
Probably.
Weather permitting.
Yeah.
I actually can't believe I can't wait to move. I just can't wait to move. I'm just gonna keep saying that, but
Oh man. I'm fucking
no,
weak.
no. All right, get us out of here.
Okay, bye guys.